Welcome back to another episode of ReviewCast AI. Today, we're shining a light on a local gem that's earning some serious buzz, not just for their top-notch work, but for the trust they've built online. Say hello to Bravo Clean LLC, a cleaning services company right here in Southwest Florida that's being recognized for their stellar online reputation. Listen in as we discover why their customers have come to rely on Bravo Clean for all their cleaning needs.
All right, welcome everyone to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking into Bravo Cleaning Services, LLC. They're a cleaning company, and, lots of folks out there are thinking about maybe hiring a cleaning service, so we wanted to see if this one might be right for you. We've got some stuff from their website and a whole bunch of Google reviews to get a feel for what they're all about. I thought maybe the best place to start is, what are people actually saying about them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, forget the marketing stuff. Let's go straight to the source, straight to the customers, and see what their real experience has been like.
Yeah.
And what really jumps out at me right away is just how much positive feedback there is. Like, it's not just a few good reviews. It's really consistent. People are really happy with Bravo.
Yeah, that's so true. And you see those words over and over again, right? Great, excellent, amazing. Like, it really does catch your attention. But it's more than just, those general words, though, right?
Right. It's not just like, oh, they're good. People are getting specific about what they like. So we're seeing things like, someone mentioning thorough and professional job on my windows. That tells you they're paying attention to detail. Or someone else saying, my house looks great and smells good every time. It's consistent quality. And then there's even one review that says, everything is so detailed and perfect in every way you can think of. That's high praise.
That is a great review. And I noticed, too, a bunch of people mention the names of specific employees, which I always think is a good sign. It makes it seem like, okay, people had really good interactions. There's one that says, Lance kept in touch the whole time, and another praising Chris for doing a really thorough and professional job.
Yeah, and that personal touch, I think, that can make a big difference. It's not just like a faceless company, You feel like you're actually working with people who care. And there are several mentions of Elsa, Lance, and the team. And one person specifically said that Elsa's team, always leaves their house exactly how they expect, high quality service every time. So it seems like Elsa's setting a high bar for the whole team.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's not just about the actual cleaning either. People seem really happy with the overall experience, the whole interaction. We saw comments about how friendly and respectful they are, how good the communication is, and how they have excellent pricing, too. One person even said they were an absolute pleasure to work with, and this was for a pre-moving cleanup after a major construction project. They said the house was absolutely spotless. That sounds like a really tough job.
Yeah, construction cleanup, that's not easy. So that tells you something about their capabilities.
Yeah.
They can really handle those tough jobs. And it's not just those one-time deep cleans either. There's a lot of praise for their reliability and efficiency. People say things like, they always help me to keep my house neat and organized, and they're always willing to assist. And they're flexible, too. People mention they're always on time and have very flexible schedules. So that consistency, I think that's what really builds trust with customers.
Absolutely. And it sounds like they're good at handling those, unexpected situations, too. There was one review that mentioned an emergency short notice cleaning, and they said Bravo really went above and beyond, really exceeded expectations. And sometimes you really need that, right? Life happens.
Absolutely. It's good to know that they can be flexible, they can be responsive when something urgent comes up. And I think the best indicator, really, of how satisfied people are they willing to recommend the company to other people?
And in this case, yeah, tons of recommendations. There were so many reviews with phrases like, would really recommend this company or wouldn't recommend any other company than this one. And there's even a highly recommend for all your commercial cleaning needs. And one reviewer even mentioned they were referred by a family friend and said they have no regrets. And they were so glad they decided to go with Bravo Cleaning Services instead of their competitors. And then they finished up by saying, amazing quality. So it's a pretty strong endorsement.
It is. It's like they're putting their own reputation on the line. Like, I trust this company so much, I'm going to tell my friends and family about them. And that direct comparison with competitors, that's really powerful, too.
Yeah, it really is. And it's not just homeowners who are happy with Bravo. We saw some great reviews from commercial clients, too. One person said they'd recommend them for all your commercial cleaning needs. And another one talked about how Bravo helps them keep their facilities, open, healthy, and looking great, and how that's a very essential part of their business. So it sounds like they can really handle the specific needs of businesses.
Yeah, and commercial cleaning, that's different, right? It's not just about making things look nice. It's about maintaining a healthy and safe environment for employees and customers. And they need to be reliable. Businesses can't have their cleaning service disrupting their operations. So the fact that they're getting good reviews from commercial clients, that really says something about their professionalism and their versatility.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing we saw over and over again was how professional everyone is, both the staff and the owner. People use phrases like excellent and professional cleaning company and very professional. And one person even said that the owner is so professional and easy to deal with. So it really seems like they've got that customer service aspect down,
Absolutely. Professionalism, it's more than just doing a good job cleaning.
Right.
It's about communication. It's about punctuality. It's about making the whole experience easy and stress-free for the customer. And when you know that the owner is involved and is committed to those values, that can make a big difference. Okay, after this quick break, we'll pick up where we left off exploring the specific services Bravo Cleaning Services offers and what makes them stand out as a veteran-owned national company.
All right, before we jump back into the episode, a quick reminder to support the local business we're highlighting today. Whether it's a new favorite or a hidden gem, every visit helps them thrive. And if you're enjoying this ReviewCast episode, don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Spread the word and help more people discover the best businesses in your area. Be sure to follow us for more updates and recommendations. Thanks for supporting local and being part of the ReviewCast community.
And we're back. So, we've been talking about all these great reviews. People are clearly happy with Bravo Cleaning Services. But now let's actually look at what they do, right? Like, what services do they offer? How do they present themselves? And right away on their website, it's front and center. They're a national veteran-owned cleaning company with over 15 years of experience. And that veteran ownership, I feel like that's a big part of their identity.
Oh, definitely. And they're not shy about it. They specifically say that their background, being veteran-owned, instills in them a sense of pride in their work and a commitment to quality and attention to detail. They're really trying to connect those values with their service, And another thing that really stands out, they're a national company. They're providing services all across the U.S. They've got dedicated teams all over the country. That's a pretty huge operation.
It is. And think about it. If you've got, properties or businesses in multiple states, to have one cleaning company that can handle all of them, that could be a huge advantage, right? You don't have to deal with different companies in different places. You've got one point of contact, one consistent level of service. That could be really valuable. And then when you look at the actual services they offer, it's a pretty wide range. They do commercial, they do residential, and they even do post-construction cleanup.
Yeah, so they're really covering all the bases. For commercial clients, they emphasize their office cleaning and their general commercial cleaning. And they really stress that it's tailored to the needs of the business. They want to make sure they're creating a clean and healthy environment for employees and clients. And I think that customization is really important, right? Because every business is different.
Oh, absolutely. You think about a doctor's office, that's going to have totally different cleaning needs than a retail store or a restaurant. So yeah, being able to customize their services, that makes a lot of sense. They also list out all their janitorial services, things like trash removal, bathroom cleaning, floor maintenance, all that stuff that maybe isn't super exciting, but it has to be done.
Right, exactly.
Oh.
It's the unglamorous but essential stuff. And it's crucial, right? I mean, no one wants to work in a dirty office or go to a store that's not clean. And then, they also offer construction cleanup. So after a construction project is finished, they come in and they remove all the debris, all the dust, all the dirt, and they get the site ready for the next phase.
Right.
And we saw those great reviews about their post-construction work, so it seems like they're really good at it.
Yeah, it does seem like they have a good handle on that. And then they also have move out cleaning services. So whether you're moving into a new house or apartment or a new office space or you're moving out, they can come in and make sure everything is clean and ready for the next tenant. And again, we saw those positive reviews about their pre-move-in service. So it sounds like they're consistent. Whether it's construction cleanup or just getting a place ready for a new tenant, they seem to really know what they're doing.
Yeah, it suggests that they have a good process.
Yeah.
They know what needs to be done to achieve a high standard of cleanliness. And they even offer commercial window cleaning. And that can make a big difference, right? Clean windows can really brighten up a space. They can make a building look more professional.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I noticed is that throughout their website, they really keep coming back to this idea of quality and attention to detail. They use phrases like commitment to quality and attention to detail. They even have this line that says, "We clean with pride." And I think that really connects back to their identity as a veteran-owned company. Those are the values that they're trying to embody, and it seems like it's resonating with their customers.
Yeah, it does. That pride in their work, that attention to detail, that commitment to doing things right. And it's not just words, They're actually delivering on those promises based on what we're seeing in the reviews. And they're also very proactive about getting new business. They have clear calls to action on their website, things like schedule a free estimate or contact us now. So they're not just sitting back waiting for the phone to ring. They're really going after new clients.
Yeah, and they make it clear that they're a national company. So again, that national reach, that's a big selling point. It all really fits together, right? The positive reviews we talked about, the range of services they offer, their identity as a national veteran-owned company, it creates a pretty compelling picture.
Yeah, it does. If you're looking for a cleaning service, it's hard to argue with those reviews. People are consistently praising their professionalism, the quality of their work, their reliability, their communication, even their pricing. They're offering a full suite of services. They can handle residential, commercial, post-construction cleaning. They're a national company, so they can service clients all across the U.S., and they're veteran-owned, which, for a lot of people, that means something. It suggests a certain set of values, a commitment to hard work, a dedication to doing things right. So yeah, overall, I think Bravo Cleaning Services is definitely worth considering.
They do sound like a good option. So as you think about your own cleaning needs, what stands out to you the most? Is it that reliability everyone's talking about? Is it the wide range of services? Maybe it's their national coverage. And what other questions do you have now as you consider your options? Keep those things in mind as you do your research, and hopefully this deep dive has given you a good starting point.
Thank you for tuning in to another insightful ReviewCast episode. We hope you've discovered another great local business today. If you have a favorite business in your area that you'd love to see featured, we want to hear from you. Head over to our website or social media and let us know which local gems deserve the spotlight. Your recommendations help us showcase the best businesses in your area. Until next time, keep supporting local.